Arians stepping down came out yesterday. Skip tweeted, quote, "The greatest Super Bowl achievement ever was Tom Brady at 43 leading the 7-9 Bucs to a Lombardi on a torn MCL in his first year in Tampa in a pandemic, in spite of Bruce Arians criticizing him publicly and trying to impose his will and ego on game plans." Shannon, we need to get your take. Do you agree with this tweet from Skip?
No, because I was told that championship in a pandemic was meaningless. You know, LeBron James won a championship in the pandemic. It was a bubble championship. It was meaningless.
It was a bubble.
Whoa. Hold on. How many fans? Did they have 85,000 fans in Tampa? No. So it was a pandemic. There was really very small groups of people. A lot of teams didn't have fans. So how is it a positive for Tom, but a negative for LeBron?
Because those teams in the NBA had to live in the bubble for how long was it?
Yeah, okay. So it's the greatest achievement. So what am I supposed to do with Kurt Warner in 99? The previous year they went 4-12. The next year they go 13-3. Kurt Warner won the MVP, Super Bowl MVP, as an undrafted rookie. Kurt Warner's the only undrafted.
Well, he wasn't a rookie that year.
He was a rookie, yes.
That was his rookie year? I thought that was maybe his second year.
Kurt Warner was the only undrafted player to be named NFL MVP and Super Bowl MVP. Only undrafted quarterback to lead the team to the Super Bowl. He did that in 99. So what Tom Brady was doing, what Tom Brady did was more impressive than what Kurt Warner did.
Well, absolutely.
On what grounds?
Well, do you want me to?
No, I don't want you to go. I don't want you to go. So you're saying it's amazing that Tom could do something that Jameis Winston couldn't do. Interesting. I'm just baffled at the length in which you go through to try to heat Tom Brady and put him on the mountaintop while all of a sudden just pushing LeBron over and rolling him down into the ravine. But I can't let you do that, Skip. I can't in good conscience do that. A championship during the pandemic, if it's meaningless, if it's asterisk, if it's a bubble, it's a bubble championship. Because Tom Brady won those under less than ideal circumstances. Fans were not in the stands. So that means something.
Were they living in a bubble?
Basically, they couldn't go. Could they go out? Could they go out to clubs? Could they enjoy a normal functioning life? No, they could not.
Were the Clippers wanting out of the bubble, ready to mutiny on Doc Rivers because they just couldn't take it anymore? Was Paul George not having psychological problems because he got cabin fever in the bubble?
But you keep telling me LeBron James is the most mentally weak player that you've ever seen, and now because he could last 1 month, 100 days in the bubble, now you're criticizing the other players because they couldn't do it when you said LeBron was weak.
He smelled an easy championship, and he got one.
But, Skip, I thought if you were weak, you were weak. Go, take off.
Well, that's in-game. This was out-of-game. This was off-court leadership, another off-court achievement by LeBron James.
Did you not see what he did to the Nuggets? Did you not see what he did to the Miami Heat?
I remember the Nuggets, Game 2, the play call for LeBron, and he just stood there and froze because he didn't want to take the last shot
what about Game 5?
AD took for him.
Game 5. Do you remember that?
Once again, we're discrediting Thomas Edward Patrick Brady here because this topic is about him. And it amazes me the lengths you go to undercut, to devalue, to discredit his achievements because this was the all-time, and you will not give him an ounce of credit.
I gave him credit. He won the Super Bowl.
Okay. Let's go back to 99. Was Dick Vermeil anti-Kurt Warner? Did he criticize him publicly? No. Was Kurt Warner 43 years old? No, obviously he was.
So he can't handle criticism? Tom Brady can't handle criticism.
Well,
Coach Belichick did it all the time and he won.
Okay, but you told me it was unprecedented for a head coach to publicly criticize a proven great quarterback.
What did Coach Belichick do? It wasn't open heart surgery.
Okay. Well, that's why he wanted to up out of there, and he got up out of there.
You want to up out of there.
If you will, because I was mildly proud of this tweet last night. Because
I bet you were.
This is one sentence that is chock full of what he accomplished in that pandemic season. I'm going to read it one more time, a little more slowly. The greatest Super Bowl achievement ever, and I'm talking about individual achievement, was Tom Brady at 43. Nobody had ever thought of anybody doing anything in this league at 43.
That's longevity award.
Okay, longevity. Right. No, he's doing it then. It's what have you done for me lately, and he's doing it lately. At 43, leading the 7-9 Bucks. They missed the playoffs the year before. Jameis was high turnovers, obviously led the league in total turnovers.
Yes.
To a Lombardi on a torn MCL. You give him no credit for that. That's fine.
But you say,
he did have to have it fixed after the year. He had surgery on it. In his first year in Tampa, got to learn all your receivers. In a pandemic, obviously, you can't even go to the public park and throw because they ran him out of the park when he tried to take his receivers there. It's shut down because of the pandemic. There are no OTAs. There's no preseason. You can't even get ready with your new teammates the way Brady loves to get ready, is obsessed with getting ready. You can do none of the above. And then finally, I go on and read, in spite of Bruce Arians criticizing him publicly, unprecedented, and trying to impose his will and ego on game plans, which drove Tom Brady nuts all season long. So he's juggling all these balls, trying to get to know Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and all the new receivers, Cameron Brate, and the new running backs, the new system. It's all new. And you got B.A. hovering over your shoulder saying, you got to do this, you got to do that. And if you don't, he's going to blast you publicly for it. The degree of difficulty here was off the charts for this team to go win the Super Bowl.
So Tom is more mentally fragile than we previously thought. Because you keep telling me all these things about B.A. doing this and all these obstacles in front of him. A mentally strong person do not see obstacles.
Well, he overcame all of it because he's the mentally toughest we've ever seen in this game. Yeah, exactly. So he had to go on the road to Washington. He had to go on the road to Drew Brees. He had to go on the road to the frozen tundra and Aaron Rodgers.
Limited fans.
And then he had to beat my homeboy, Patrick Mahomes, the golden arm god, right?
Yeah. Were they fans in New Orleans? Were they fans in Lambeau?
Yeah. Well,
so we got to discount. We can no. Skip 7,000 fans at the Super Bowl. That was in Tampa. So we got to disqualify it. I would like to think that something at my home, I can defend my home.
Who was favored to win that game? Kansas City.
Hold on. Pro Football Focus said Tampa had the better roster than that's what you you love. That's your Bible. You said that it said that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had their players, the top 50. Tampa had more of the top 50 players than Kansas City. That's what Pro Football Focus said. That's all I'm going by.
Yeah, but you loved Kansas City. You picked Kansas City. The odds makers favored Kansas City. I believe it was by 3.
Yeah, five new offensive linemen.
Okay. Had they gotten to the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Yeah.
But they got to Skip. You know, one got hurt actually. Some of them got hurt in the championship game. So you're starting with 4 different offensive linemen. I'm not taking anything away from them. Tampa won the game. But what you're trying to do, you're trying to heighten it. You're trying to accentuate that, Tom Brady did something that no other quarterback could have done. It was in a pandemic with no fans in attendance or minimal fans in attendance, and you're giving him credit because Jameis didn't do it. Wow. So what role did Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, A.B., Gronk, Leonard Fournette, what role did they play?
He had to turn a bunch of losers into a bunch of winners. And it helped have Gronk, who was a winner. But they didn't have much else around him because Antonio was pretty tough to handle.
Why didn't he turn those winners in New England into winners again? Because he realized the talent level wasn't what it was in Tampa. See, that's what you don't see. That's the problem that I have. I get that he went to Tampa. Yes, it's hard to move teams, go to a new team, and establish a culture of winning. I get that. But you making it seem like Chris Godwin and Mike Evans and these guys were terrible, and they weren't. They were Pro Bowl players before Tom set foot in Tampa.
A lot of teams have Pro Bowl players, and they don't win because they don't have a culture that Tom immediately instilled and installed in Tampa or Tampa Bay.
Skip.
That's what happened overnight. He literally did it during a pandemic. Turn them into winners.
Like LeBron did with the Lakers. Turn them into winners. Remember what they got before LeBron got there? Turn them into winners.
Yep.
Okay.
I remember the breaks they got because they get to face the 5th seed out of the East, the upstart Miami Heat, without their leading playoff scorer Dragic, and Bam gets hurt and goes down in Game 1, and it's like over in Game 1.
And you got to face Drew Brees, who I could throw farther than he could.
Really? Well, he was pretty good because he did 2 numbers on Tom during the regular season, didn't he?
You saw the game. You watched the game.
Yep.
they would have been better served putting Jameis Winston in that ball game because he could push the ball down the field. They knew Drew couldn't push the ball down the field. They played straight cover 2, 22-man because they know he wasn't going to run, and he couldn't no longer fit the ball in the tight windows. You know that, I know that. And there were no fans. It was a pandemic. So if we're disqualifying championships won in the pandemic, I will not allow you to heap praise on this one because it was won in the middle of a pandemic.
Nothing ever like this before. If you add it all up, as I did in one long sentence, you sit back and you say, God, we actually didn't give that man enough credit for that.
You gave him plenty enough. You gave him more than enough credit. But it was in the pandemic. So we're disqualifying championships that won
now
the
it gets validated because clearly he just kicked Bruce Arians upstairs. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
He had to overcome that man the first year.
Because Tom Brady, and unlike you and Tom Brady, y'all don't like when people are objective. If you play bad, you played bad. That's what I do. I just call it out.
Okay, but you know and I know you break unwritten rules when you call out a star quarterback.
Well, you ain't got no problem with me breaking unwritten rules when I say LeBron didn't play well. You come over here to commend me about how objective. You refuse to be objective about Tom Brady. Tom Brady can do no wrong. And oh, yeah, by the way, you criticized OBJ for not wanting to go to New Orleans.
Yep.
Can you tell the people at home, because in case they didn't know this yet, what position is Taysom Hill transitioning to?
Okay, so your point is?
You wanted OBJ to go to New Orleans, be the #1 receiver.